All right, guys, I'm hoping I can like do this in about an hour, but we'll see because there's a lot of hand cutting. And I was going to share a link to this pattern, but her blog has been taken down. So I don't have a way to share it, a link so you can go get this pattern anymore. I bought this pattern quite a while ago. Don't cross sounds. So I haven't made one of these in years, and I wish I could give you the link so you could get this pattern. But yeah, she's taken it down, and I'll probably just get the card portion put together. I don't know if I'll get the decorations done because it does take time. And I was looking at this. It doesn't really have any instructions with it. It just shows you the picture. So I'm just going to set it off to the side. So that says cut out of designer paper. Hi, Janice. I did mount this on some heavier cardboard just so I could keep it forever. That says cut out of your designer paper. Cut out of designer paper. Cut that out of designer paper. That's out of cardstock, 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 and cardstock and cardstock. So I'm going to set the designer paper pieces aside. And I'm just going to use some craft cardstock. It's just regular plain old cardstock. And I forgot to turn the bloomin' autofocus off. Okay, and I hope you guys can see it okay. So basically what you do is you just trace around these patterns. So I'm just going to trace around it. It's a lot of hand cutting. And like I said, if I could, I'd give you a link. Oh man, it slipped. Let's see how far off I am. I would get you the link. I think I paid for this pattern. And I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to add this piece over here. And I just realized it's my youngest sister's birthday in a couple days. So I said, well, that would give me something I could make live. Hi, Regina. Welcome to my channel. All right. This one you cut out of cardstock. Looks like I'm going to need another piece of cardstock. And I'm just using pencil so I can erase any marks that I don't want on here. I know Mary's going to be on in a little bit. That's why I said I hope I can get at least the base down. I think I have. They show that she used some paper doilies, and I know I have some paper doilies somewhere. So I might get those out. Right. You basically just trace all of these pieces. Yeah, I'm going to need another piece of cardstock. Let me stand up for this one. Now on this one, you got to make a little mark where you got to put the slits in. And this lady used to be on Blogspot, and I bought the pattern from her blog. Her name was Sandra. And I don't know if she just took the blog down or, I don't know that. I don't know the reasons it's not there. I just know that it's not there anymore. And I even tried to do a search for a bow card template, but I couldn't find this. So there might be other ones out there, but I couldn't find this one. I was going to send her some more business, but yeah, I did pay for this pattern. She didn't gift it to me, but that's all right. Now you got to mark right here. And right here. All right. Uh-oh. Is it marked? Did I mark it all? I did. It's hard to see. All right, so I just got to do this piece. So let me grab another piece of cardstock. And then joy of joys, you get to watch me cut the components out. Being a little on the sarcastic side. So I probably should have sharpened my pencil some, but we'll make this work. I came across this when I was cleaning up my art carts, and I said, ooh, I need a card, and I could do that. Takes some time to trace all the pieces out. Oh, and then I got to put the little, I'm going to put a little mark in there. It needs to be bigger than that, but I don't know if I'm getting a little mark in there or not. No, I didn't. I'll figure out because it doesn't go all the way through there. We'll figure out what we need to do when we get there. All right, so that's the cardstock pieces there. And then if I look at the picture, just, let's see, I need, these are the bow part. This is the part that goes, where does that go? It goes on that other piece. All right, this is the front. Okay. It's been a while, like I said. Hi, Joyce. So, my sister likes green. So maybe I'll do this. Let's see. This is a really old paper pack. Those would be pretty together, I think. So, let's see. I'm going to trace the card front out of this brown. I need to look at the picture. All right. So I'm going to cut this and the base out of this with the brown paper, I think. Like this. And I think I'll trace it on the back. And if I put my pattern pieces face down, they'll be in the right orientation to go on the background pieces. So, plus then the pencil marks will be on the back of the, there's that one's traced out. I hate that this pattern isn't available anymore because it makes a really pretty card. It is a little fiddly. I can tell you the name of the blog. It was sandrascrapsels.blogspot.com. But when you look that up, it says that website's is no longer or something like that. You know, it's not there anymore. All right, and I'm just going to turn this over and do the same with these. Whoops. Scott wants me to make that icebox cake that you make with the chocolate wafers. So I've mixed up the chocolate wafer batter. I'll bake them in the morning and then I'll put it together. It's nothing but chocolate wafers and whipped cream, but I make the wafers myself because Scott wanted me to add some chili peppers to the wafers. So it'll be chocolate. It'll be a spicy chocolate wafer freezer cake. All right. So there's that one. These are the design paper ones. And then I'll put this one here. And then I got to sit and cut. But you know what? I can chit chat while I cut, or I can try to. I don't know if that's safe or not. I thought about coming on earlier, but I got busy cleaning my art carts off. I did a little short of that. So everything's back where it goes. I came back across some things that I've been wanting to pull out. I've got some, do you remember the silks and the H2Os? I got some of those. I'd like to use up some of these. And I threw out a bunch of paint that was in my use or lose bucket. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to deal with this today. And I threw a bunch of the stuff because it sounded solid inside. So I just threw it away. So, yeah. All right. Let's get to cutting. I'm just going to sit down and chit chat with you guys for a little bit. Hi, Heather. I was watching, but am setting up my new art room PC and was on my other account and couldn't chat. Gotcha. Hi, Dar. So I'm going to cut these out here. Just along the line as smooth as you can. I really need to go pick up they had to switch us to Ozempic because the pharmacy can't get the Mounjaro. So I got to go pick that up, but I don't have to give myself that shot until Sunday. So I have all day tomorrow to go get it. I just did not want to leave the house today. I got busy cleaning those art carts and was having a big time. So what have you guys been up to today? Sounds like Heather's got a new computer. Been watching the really old Sherlock Holmes movies while I work on stuff. Oh, and I posted pictures. I finished week 3 of my crochet along. So that's done, and I posted that. The bow components are the most fiddly because you got to go around all these little curves and stuff. I'm not fast at fussy cutting. Some people just get it and just go to town. But if I try to do that, I start cutting heads off or, that kind of thing. And we are expecting rain. Oh, man, I don't think I could ever go back to Windows. We're a Linux family here. So I'm glad the problem cleared up. And Dee Dee sent me a message that somebody else she follows was having the same problem yesterday with the screen staying black. So it had to be something in YouTube. But they were good. They got it. They got us all back up and running. I am not going to keep these little pieces of paper. I am trying to use up some of these supplies that are old and ancient and just taking up space. I don't necessarily want to just get rid of everything. I want to use it up in positive, useful ways, like birthday cards, maybe a little journal or something. I don't know. You know those thin papers like these that came in the big paper packs, 180 sheets? I don't know about y'all, but those seem to last forever. It's like you can't use them up. They just stay and stay and stay. And I can't stay up late anymore, so I'm good till about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and anything after that, I'm about ready to call it a night. Of course, about 9:15 to 9:30, Callie starts working on us. And she comes to us and she'll put her paw on us and she does that little meep, 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 like a mama cat, like trying to get her kittens in line. Okay, piece number 1 is cut out. There we go. Let me cut this one out. Now this piece here, I will keep because it's a nice long strip. Well, I hope it goes well for you, adjusting back to Windows. I'm trying to adjust to the new haircut. I'm getting there. It's definitely cooler. Now we got to decide, do we want to ink all the edges on this? Because it looks like she did it on her card. Looks like she inked on everything. Let's see. What else is going on? Greg's trying to fix the AC in his car. I think he's headed to like 200,000 miles on his Scion. He bought it used and it already had over 100,000 miles on it when he got it. I'm afraid he might end up needing to get a new car. I mean, it's getting up there. What's bad is I got to cut the cardstock out of this shape too. So it all takes time. Figured if I started with one of the curvy bits first on the printed paper, it might seem like it didn't take as long when I got to the straight pieces. chat has quit moving. Everybody must be busy today. This makes such a pretty card. Wish I had some pre-made flowers to decorate it with. I might have something that would work though. I do have some die cuts that are kind of like what they have on the front of the card. And if I don't have any that match, I have the dies, so I could cut some out. We might have to look, see if I've got some doilies that would go on here. And this is the sister that lives closest to me. So because of its bulk, I can take it over and just give it to her on her birthday or leave it with her husband to give to her. Or if they're not home, just leave it on the porch in a box. Of course, I don't know if she's back from testing out there in Kansas City or not. I don't know which way to go here. There. So that's 2 pieces. Okay. Let's see. This card is definitely a hand deliver because that you'd have to pay the cost of, a package post to mail it because it's very dimensional when it's done. Oh, Scott's sneezing his head off in there. I'm going to cut this out. Like so, and then cut around all the little components here. Of course, this might look funny to have this piece a different color. Maybe they should all be the same color. I don't know. We might just go with it. I have more of the green paper though. I could do it all in the green. I just thought it might look interesting to have the background and the tails of the ribbon a different color. All right, so there's that. So basically, this is the back of the bow. And then this bow lays on here, and these curl over toward the middle, like that. And they would be stacked on each other. So I'm thinking that'd look okay. Let me cut the background. I know I should be saving some of this paper and not wasting it. But you know what? I've got so much paper and stuff. I'm being bad. I'm being wasteful. I'm saving the biggest pieces. Oh, you're feeding the animals. Oh, I bet it is. Scott has 2 big monitors in the front room. And Janice is crocheting and watching. Okay. So this is the decorative pieces for the card. And now guess what? You get to watch me cut them all again, plus a piece, out of the cardstock. All right, so there's that. Okay. So I'm going to set those aside over here, and we'll grab these pieces here. I'll just cut this up here. And I will save the biggest part of this. There. I didn't waste all of it. Sorry, guys. Whoops. It's hard to see the pencil lines on this cardstock. Yeah, I think I'll use some vintage photo because I don't have any of the new inks. All my stuff is like ancient years old, and I don't want to replace it until, you know, can't use what I have. I just don't want to add any more. I'm trying to use down, so when we move for retirement, I don't have to move so much stuff. I'll have to get the pattern pieces back out to mark where I've got to put the little notches in here. Okay. This is a very layered card, and it's three-dimensional, and it stands up like an easel. It's a really fun card. I guess I could go get my camera light back out here so I could see what I'm doing. We're about to lose the daylight. It's between the cloud cover and the evening coming upon us. I guess I'm going to need an X-Acto knife to cut the little slits in here. All right, so let me take and try to erase some of that pencil off. I don't know if everybody's done with their week 3 on the crochet along, because I was thinking I might do a quick video tomorrow to announce the next stitch, but I don't want anybody to feel rushed. But it would give me something to work on while it's raining. Not that I don't have other things I could work on, because I started that shawl and I need to finish it. And I've got sewing projects I need to work on. All right, so now what you'll see is going to happen. This is the small one. So then this, the printed, goes on top of this. All right, so you'll see it's going to be a very layered card. You're just watching and enjoying the crochet along. Oh, okay. Okay. Use a fine tip marker for the tiny holes. They're actual little slits, so I just have to find something that's smaller than the pencil. You're right. And I've got to cut them with a knife. Because what you have to do is you have to cut the little slits, because that gives the bow somewhere to poke in. You'll see. All right, I'm going to cut the big part of this card out here now, the big bow. Wish I was faster at this. I have to get it up to my nose, like Mary says. Got to get it up to my nose. And my vision, with my blood sugar going down, I'm noticing vision changes. So, yeah, makes it a little bit more difficult. And man, it's hot in here. Of course, I'm under this light, and I think it makes a lot of heat. So, let's see, what else do I have? I do want to work on the Project Dress a Girl. And then I got the bright idea. I have multiple sewing machines. I'm going to leave my Singer machine set up with ballpoint needle in it, and leave the ballpoint needles in my serger. And I'm going to pull out either my dressmaker or my quilter star and put sharp needles in it for woven fabrics. And that way I don't have to redo all the thread and the needles every time I want to switch between knit and woven. I'll just have one set up for one and the other set up for the other. The only drawback is if I want to serge the edges, I only have the one serger. But that's okay. Cut these apart just real quick, like, because I don't want to accidentally cut my bow. Here we go. I guess we're getting the weather that's coming up over the mountains from out west. It's funny how sometimes it comes in from the sea, and sometimes it comes from the west. Up over the mountains. Oh, as Scott says, somebody hit my mute button. Get to concentrate and forget to talk or breathe. Do you still need a sewing machine foot pedal? I'm trying to remember which machine I needed a foot pedal on. Oh, the one that Scott we picked up. I don't know. I would have to ask him. He's in the front room. That machine is out in the garage. It needs some repairs. Scott's kind of, I think, toying with the idea of doing that as a little side job in his retirement, to work on the old sewing machines, the ones that never will die, but they end up at thrift stores. But you know what? Those are the best ones to get for a child to learn to sew on, is buy an old one. Hi, Mary. I'm going to go off before you come on, and you come on in an hour, right? I was thinking it was 7 Eastern, 8 your time. I just want to make sure. I got to make a card for my sister, so I thought I'd make one of these, since I happened upon, isn't it funny when you're cleaning what you happen upon? And I was cleaning my carts off, and I happened upon this pattern, and I got all excited. Oh, I could show how to do that, and I could give them a link to the pattern, and then the lady's blog is just gone. Like, I don't know if it got taken down or if she just decided she didn't want to do a blog. My blog is still there, but after I found YouTube, I just don't get over to my blog, and I don't know what to do about it. They used to have a service that you could have your blog post printed off into a book. I would love to do that if anybody knows of a source to do that. And then once I got it printed into a book, then I could just take it down and I could read my own book. Wonder how much that would cost to have all of my content printed into a book. All right, so this is the big portion of the bow. So this will go on here. And then this part goes on top of this part. And then we got to cut this off. My sister-in-law had her mother's old Singer redone, and it cost about $200 to get it completely restored, or maybe a little bit more. I don't know. She said it was $200 to get it cleaned and serviced. And yeah, that sounds like a lot, but once it's cleaned and serviced, as long as you use it and, clean it yourself after each project, and the new machines, they claim you don't need to oil, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that. I think you still have to oil your machine. I know they say the metals are impregnated with oil. Well, I'm sorry, that stuff dries. So I probably should clean and, oil my Quilter Star before I go too crazy with it. But that's what I made all the first year's 15 dresses I made for Project Dress a Girl. I did those on my Quilter Star. And then the reverse lever broke, and nobody in this country had the part, but I could get it from Australia, but it would cost me, the part was like, $4, but it would cost me $40 to get just that tiny little plastic part here. So Scott went to work, and he just made a part. He looked at the old broken pieces and he said, "Oh, I think I can fix that." And he did. Are you sure, Mary? Oh, you usually go 7:30 Central? Okay. Well, I don't want to take your time, Mary. I thought I was on at a time that, or is it 7:30 your time? That would be 8:30 my time. I'm confused. It just really doesn't take much. That's another side effect that we're finding with this medicine, is we're kind of a couple airheads walking around. That's why I wasn't sure if the problem I was having was something I was doing because my brain had checked out, or what was going on. It was just really strange. I'm kind of glad I'm going in to the doctor or nurse practitioner next week. All right, so now this piece will get this piece on top. And it looks like she inked the edges of everything, the print paper, the solid paper, everything. So that'll go on there. And then I just got these are the card components, and it has a little tab here, and that folds over, and you attach this to that. So it's bigger than any envelope, really, that you could, you would use. So did you plant your flowers all out, Mary? Or did you get flowers? If you're doing a yard walk, I finally got all the daylilies that I had rescued that were living under the chestnut tree. And I quickly dug them up and potted them up when they cut the chestnut tree down because it got damaged so bad in a storm. We were afraid it would fall and either damage the fence or our original shed or something. So we had it cut down, and I had all those daylilies in pots, and they lived in pots the whole time I think we were in Greenville. I'm surprised they survived because I know Greg never watered them. All right. Howard keeps lifting his paw like, I wish you'd be quiet. All right. There's that. One more piece. Oh, you're going to do a video later. Okay. Okay. I thought about this going live this morning, but I just was dragging. I was just like, oh gosh. I might have to trim these a little bit, to make it match up once I get it put together. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, gosh. Okay. So if we go back to this pattern piece here, I want to measure this distance here. I'll mark it with my scoreboard. And that is about a 1/2 inch. Oh, I wish this pattern was still available. It does really make a nice special card. Erase some of this pencil line. I've been a horrible fellow YouTuber watcher lately. I've just been watching old Sherlock. I mean, really old, 1943 Sherlock Holmes, where they really make Dr. Watson look like a real idiot. I was like, gosh, this is harsh. And that's why I wanted to put it in here, because I knew that that was not straight. But I'm still going to mark it on the 1/2 inch line. Like so. Oh, man, or not. Let's see. All right. It's going to have a little bit of a crease. Hopefully Rhonda will forgive me. All right. So we're going to fold this over. And we don't need that anymore. And we're going to go ahead and put these two pieces together. Let's erase this here. All right, so I'm going to put some glue here, and then this piece goes on top of this piece, and that's what makes your card. Boy, I didn't fold that very straight. You know what? I'm going to ignore the crease lines. And do this. Trying to find the right edges because there really is a right and a wrong edge. That ain't it. I guess that's as close as it's going to get. So every time I do this card, I have to look at it differently. Well, I'm going to quit trying to fiddle with it. It is a fiddly card. This is about a 1/2 inch tape here. We'll just put this down here. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is just match that like that. Try to match those two edges, that edge at the top up. Like so. So now I have a card, but if you can see, it's a little off. I'm going to trim it so they're even if I can see to do it. Oh, it's hard to see. Okay. This tone on tone, it's almost invisible, so I guess I shouldn't worry about it, right? And then this one. Well, I might leave the back a little long. It doesn't really tell me which one's the front and which one's the back. And you know what? I'm going to let the long one be at the front because there will be so much going on, and it might stand a little better if the card is a little longer at the front. So now this, I got to ink the card, I got to ink everything, and then just start putting all the components together, and then I'll cut the slits and stuff. So I'll get the ink out next. Walnut stain. This will work. So I'm going to ink all the bits here. And it doesn't look like she puts a lot on. Just enough to give it a little, like it's got a wisp of some kind of color around the edges. All right. Guess I should do the back piece too. On the back. And I better stamp it with, well, I can stamp it after it's done. Another thing I was thinking that we haven't used in a long time is like a stamp set. I need to try to use the things I have. Really need to use things up. That really needs to be my motto for this year. I need to quit buying everything and let thrift store shopping be my only purchases. I think Scott and Greg are glad it's the weekend. All right. All right, I've been all the way around on that one. So we'll put some stuff on it. Well, that didn't work too good. It's easier to put tape on if you do it from the back side of it instead of the coming in from this way. You come in from this way, it does a little bit better. All right, good enough. All right, I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing because I am going to take this big long strip off. Maybe go ahead and pull these short pieces. Stick into my fingers. And we'll just plop this on here. Like so. Because it's hand cut, it's all kind of wonky, but we're going to go with it. All right, so next we'll do this part. Is Angie here? Hi, Angie. And Mary's going to go get her supper. She'll be on in a little bit. We've been doing so much better at sleeping when we don't eat quite as late. So we usually eat dinner at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And it just works for us. That way we're not trying to go to sleep with all that food laying heavy on our stomach. Okay, there's that. I'll be glad when this if I can ever use this flimsy paper up, because I've had this probably for 20 years. Let's see if there's a date code on the clearance sticker on this. Nope. Thought it had a clearance sticker on it. It is good if you're just getting into scrapbooking and you want to do something on the cheap, but be prepared. You're going to be living with that same paper for like 3 or 4 albums. Okay. Okay. Go. All right. Put some tape on here. So next week, I have 2 doctor's appointments. And the dog has her grooming appointment. So my Tuesday, Thursday is going to be pretty full with doctor's appointments. They like to give me appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now I want to make sure I put this the same side up. Almost messed it up. Get this paper off here. You have an appointment on Thursday too? Ugh. Well, if we think about it this way, at least it's not a Monday morning when they're dreading being there, right? We could think about it that way. All right. Ooh, very sticky. Get this centered on here. Looks good. Looks good. All right. And then this goes on like this. And it shows just a little bit of those. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down just in the middle part. 1, 2, and a 3. All right, I'm not going to actually stick this down on here because I'm thinking I'll stick a doily behind it to stick up above here. But that's got the tape on it, so that's ready to go. Now the fun part here, we got to get these all stuck together, and then I got to cut the slits in them and bend the bow. And she used a little, there's like one of those pre-made frames in the middle. So it actually looks like they attached a little doily-like thing at the top of the card, but I'm not going to do that. I might stick it just behind my tails of the bow and then maybe do some others. We'll have to see how many doilies I have before I get too crazy with doilies. Hi, Nettie. Well, the knee assistant that I went and saw, I wasn't too keen on him. All right, so let me think about this a minute, because we are not going to see the middle of this. Our focus just needs to be on the edges of the bow. So there's no point in doing that center part because you're not going to see it. I don't know what I'll put in the middle. I may just die cut something to go in the middle. It's going to need to be oval shaped. Maybe something that just says happy birthday. And put a birthday sentiment in there. Okay, so there. And then this one here. Is that right? Yeah. And you know what? I'm doing the right side. I have to think about it. I hope I'm doing the right side. I'm going to go ahead and ink the other bow piece real quick while I have the ink out. So those two go together there. And then this big guy here. Is Janet here? Hi, Janet. Hi, Callie. It's not bedtime. Don't even start. It's too early. You want to go on the porch. Are you sure? If I get up and come over, are you going to go out? She's like, sure I am. And then I'll get over there and she'll say, nope, side, change my mind. You want to go outside? I knew it. You're doing me real crappy. I'm glad I have the picture since her pattern's no longer available. Because that means her blog post isn't there either, because it had the instructions on her blog. It didn't print off instructions when I bought the pattern. That's a bummer. It'd be nice if some company would come up with dies that would just cut these out so they'd be perfect and you could just put them together. I haven't heard anybody mention diamond dies in a long time. Laura Loves Lace used to do diamond die videos. And I think Didi Die's Crafty Corner, she did them too there for a while. All right, I'm going to tape these down on here. And then we'll get the pattern pieces back, and I'll have to just kind of mark where they need the little cuts. Tape, Becky, that's what you need. I think Scott's enjoying watching videos in the front room. Having himself some relaxing time. I think I've made one of these years ago live on here before. I think I have. All right, well, I got the tape out. Put the tape on the back of this. I don't know if I'm putting too much tape or not enough tape because it's been years since I made one of these. Let's So all right, let me see if I can. Oh, this needs more tape. Here, I thought I was done. I gotta get all of this paper pulled off from here. Going tape mad here. Angie says she's 58. Uh-oh. You say one a little crazy with the tape. Yep, I did. All right. So now, oh no. Let's see here. Get this where I can see it. Good enough for government work. That one's done. And I'll do this side. Maybe I'll do this one side at a time. That might be a better idea. Do one side of the bow at a time. And if I mess it up, it's only paper. One more little piece here. And then I've got to stick them on here. So if I get this here lined up some, hopefully this side will line up. Oh, that worked so much better than doing the whole thing and trying to get it on. Now I just got to get all of the little tape tabs off this other side up here. There's one. All right, now let's see. Okay, so I gotta walk around and get my X-Acto knife so I can cut the little slits. All right, so these, we'll flip them over and we'll get these two pieces here. This one's easy to mark. Is that the right? There. Okay, it's not going through Janice is right. I need something smaller tip. Hang on. Let's see. X-Acto knife and something with a fine tip. That'll do, donkey. See if I can make it. What I need is these holes cut bigger on these things. All right, let's try this again with the holes reworked a little bit. And then I got the Sharpie. So there. Let's cut these. Okay, so these now bend around. Let's see. How did I do this last time? Oh, it's been so long. Trying to loosen those fibers because you want it to curl. There we go. Okay. This will come and go through that little slot like this. That one goes in that little slot. Fiddly, I told you. Might have to cut them just a little bit bigger. Right. I'll look at chat here in just a minute. All right, that one's in as far as it's going to go. Oh, come on. There we go. So pouring it straight down in, and then it goes in better. Now I think I'm going to put a piece of just some wrapping, Scotch tape to hold that little tab down. Like so. You're not going to see this anyway, I don't think. It doesn't give you any instruction. Nope. No instructions. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, this needs to be cut this way a little bit more. Fiddly. It's fiddly. I can see that's going to need to be cut over here a little bit. Fiddly bits. There we go. Oh, I don't know. You're not going to see my tape anyway, but yeah, that's going to go like that. All right, so those little tabs come toward the front, but you don't see them. So, okay, this will go down on here like so, and then this goes on here like so. So now we got to do the little piece. Then we got to come up with something to stick in the middle. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat, but I am using sharp things, and I see Angie's telling me to be careful. I got you, kid. I'm good. I'm good. So let's put a little dot-ish thing about where this goes. I don't even know if it's going down through. It's not. It's not poked all the way through. So it's somewhere in here. And here. And here. And somewhere like that. Ooh. Probably cutting them bigger than I need. Oh, I didn't use the dowel to turn these. It does help. Hi, Darla. I'm making a bow card that you can't get the pattern for anymore. I was going to give you guys the link, but the blog is gone. But if you're crafty... Oh, no, this is... Oh, I didn't... How did I not do that? I was like, why is this coming apart? Because you didn't peel the tape off. I was like, that's strange. Oh, don't tear it, Becky. Not at this rate. It's a very fiddly card, but it's worth it when it's done. All right, needs to be a bigger slice here. All right, let me see. Get these to go through the little slot. Get in there. Okay. Get me a little piece of tape. I'll hide the tape under doodads and stuff. Right? Next, I need to see if I've got the doilies I need to cover up some of my extra tape and stuff. Oh, that's way too much. Too much tape. This will go here. I need that to go. There we go. That gets that through a little bit more. All right, now that we've struggled, the struggle is real. Let me see if I've got some doilies real quick. Because I about got this card put together, but I want a couple doilies. Hang on. Doilies. I love when everything is in its place and I can easily find it. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Is white too dark, too light? Let me see what else I got. I have anything that's in another color. Ugh, not that bright yellow. Well, it's gonna have to be white. Oh, wait. Ooh, wait. I've got gold. I think gold would be pretty. I got maybe one of those. Wish I had more of those, but I don't. All right. I think I'm going to use some of the gold because I think the white is just too much of a difference. I might save this and use it on the very front of the card with a gold one behind it. So I've got different gold ones, but I only have one of these. So I want to use the ones I have repeats of. So if I take this and I cut it in half and put half toward the top and half at the bottom, this is probably going to make the camera freak out. I'll put this half up here and this one down here. All right. And then I can put this bow on. Oh, yes. Oh, thanks for giving me thumbs up. All right, I'm going to have to make sure my pattern gets put back since I know I can't replace it now. Because her blog is gone and I don't have it saved anywhere. I might put a little bit of glue on some of these that's on the outside. And if I use the Scotch Quick Dry, if I can get it to work, then it'll glue on and you guys won't have to hang with me much longer. Let's see if I can get this. Ooh, yeah, I did. I got it to come up just fine. All right, that's good enough. The tape will hold it in position while the glue sets up. Anyhow, so we'll put half of it at the top, up here. And then we'll put some I'm not bothering to clean this doily where it was punched. Some of them haven't punched all the way out, but I'm going to go for it. Right. Put this at the bottom, like so. Okay. There. And then I'll put this on. It's for my sister's, I would say baby sister, but she's over 40, so I can't call her my baby sister anymore. She's a grown woman. So you want just a tip of the card showing in the middle. Okay. So now we don't need another doily right now. This is going to go on here. And these, this part lines up with the edge of the card toward the back, like so. So we'll put some tape in the middle. I don't know why that's lifting, but we're going to put a little glue there. Hold that down. All right. So I've got that tape on there. I'm going to go ahead and peel the tape part off here. And then I'm going to put just a strip of glue down the middle, maybe a little right there, and then just a little bit on this bit of the card. And we take it and we put it down on here and push this down on. Okay. Just going to hold this for a second. This is another ring. This is not a mailable card unless you put it in a box. Now, if I had some kind of frame or something, I would put something in the middle like she did, but I don't have that. So I'm going to make a substitution and call it good. All right. Wonder if that'll hold now. I like to put the glue on a little bit to hold the bows in place, but you don't want to push these flat because you want the dimension. See how it's dimensional? You want the dimension. All right. So now I think I'm going to cut another doily in half. And I got two here. And what I'm thinking is we'll put this doily to go this way. And I'm just going to use some Scotch Quick Dry on here. I might have to turn it just for my own ease in working here. Okay. Then we'll put the other half on the other side. This is going to be a very blingy card, but she's worth it. All right. Trying to think of where I could give her a gift card to. She gave me a gift card for my birthday in March. No, she gave me pens and stuff. Okay, so there's that. Okay, then I'm going to put this little guy in here, and this is coming up too. So I'm going to, the tape's not wanting to hold, so we'll just put a little glue there. So you can see why I wanted to be able to share the pattern with you guys, but it's no longer available. Sorry. Because this is such a fun card, and I could even take and cut another doily and stick it in under there if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I think it's going to be plenty blinged up. I do believe. I'm going to put another strip on here because I've got that doily in the middle. And then I'll put some glue too. I don't like my cards to fall apart in the mail. I see people make cards and they'll only put like itty bitty pieces of tape on it. And I'm like, the mail is going to tear that up. And then we'll put a little glue on the little bits here. And I'm going to stick this down in the middle. And you can't even see that doily I stuck in there. I stuck it too far down. I don't think I can pull it loose. Let me see. Oh, I can. Got a little glue on it. Okay. Let's pull this up before it sticks. I'm just going to get a new doily because that one's all covered in glue. It's not like I've got a shortage of these. Let's see here. So this basically needs to come out here and just have some glue on it up here. Okay. Once that dries, I can fold this back some. There we go, like that. Now, let's try this again. All right. All right, put a bunch of glue on there. All right. Is that about right? And then I guess I'll just hold this here. Then it's supposed to have something in the middle, like she's got a framed picture of a little girl in there. Put my little cap thing back on. I had thought about putting another of the gold doilies in the middle, but I don't think that's going to work. I'll put those away. But I'm wondering about this green doily in the middle. I don't think I have like a little something in the middle here. got too much glue. It's seeping out. All right. So I will post a picture of this. I got to let all of this glue dry now. But you can see once it's dry, I will add flowers and things. But see, it'll stand up like so. It's hard to see, but it's very dimensional. So thanks for hanging with me. And we've got a little bit of a reprieve to go to the bathroom and get a snack. And we'll meet over at Mary's. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'll post better pictures on my community tab.